Blessings. Blessings, blessings, blessings. Blessings, blessings. Are we all on the same page with the time? Last Sunday, I was off. This Sunday, am I good? Is it 7 a.m. Eastern time? Somebody put in the chat if it's 7 a.m. Eastern time, and let's call up our clubhouse family. Well, I open Clubhouse and bring up the Clubhouse live, the Clubhouse room. Someone let me know. Is it 7 a.m. Eastern time? Hopefully it is. Hopefully I got it right. Uh, Let me know. Okay, hold on. We got to get our room. Yes, it's 7 a.m. Whew. Okay, we successfully navigated this time change because last week, yeah, last week it was okay. Let's get Clubhouse. So, family, as we bring up the Clubhouse room, as we do every morning on A Course in Miracles, please deep breathe. That's what we'll begin with. We'll begin with a deep breath, as we do every morning. Breathe and know you're loved. Breathe and know all is well. All is well. Breathe and think to ourselves, wow, we've been together for 310 days straight. Wow. And here we are today, together. We're together every morning at 7 a.m. in our 365-day marathon. This is an invitation into greater discipline. Discipline leads to freedom. Because you did this every day for 365 days, you will have greater freedom in your life. Discipline leads to freedom. We cannot get to freedom until we discipline ourselves to do what is to be done. And though freedom is a birthright, you get to create your life of total and complete freedom spiritually, mentally, emotionally, physically, and financially. If you're here every morning, you're growing and deepening in commitment, doing what you say you are going to do when you say you are going to do it, following through on your word. People can take your word to the bank. I'm working on that one. That's a biggie. If you're here every day, you're expanding in awareness of who you are as a divine being. As we're here every day, our love is explosive. Our love is dynamic. And fear has left the building. Fear is the stranger here. As we're here every day, we're becoming more and more peaceful. And we return to peace in a holy instant if we have invitations into something other than peace. As we're here every day, we're committing to ourselves and to everyone in our world who will benefit from our new ascended self. As we're here every day, We connect with our angels, our guides, our ancestors. We connect with all the benevolent beings in spirit realms who walk with us daily. We connect, commune, benefit from, and benefit. There is only good, 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 and more good in our lives. Enjoy deliciously and blissfully. Ashe. All this and more good than we know how to ask for is already ours by divine design. Let's roll. Happy Sunday. Now, Robert told me the other day, Roberto Del Rey and I have an ongoing conversation. Robert told me the other day that he found out, and he keeps me up to date on a lot of different things that happen that pertain to the community and to living this kind of life. He told me the other day that they unanimously voted in Congress to not mess with time anymore. So next year, no more spring ahead, fall back. No, no, no. I think he said we'll spring ahead, no fall back, something like that. No more messing around with time. That's fun. That's good to know. Lesson 310. In fearlessness and love, I spend today. In fearlessness and love, I spend today. In fearlessness and love, I spend today. In fearlessness, tell yourself, in fearlessness and love, I spend today. In fearlessness and love, I spend today. In fearlessness and love, I spend today. That sounds like a delicious thing to do for a Sunday. I think I'm going to be in my magic room for most of the day today. I have some things to record in my grimoire, I have some incantations, some spells, I have some reading. I'm deep into several books, magic books. So I will spend the day in fearlessness and love in my magic room. Here is our prayer for the day. And what is prayer? Begging and pleading? No. Talking to a sky god? No. No sky gods. Look in the mirror, and if you cannot behold the presence of God as yourself, look deeper. This day, my Father, my Mother, Spirit, Source, Universe, Love, Life, Allah, Jehovah, Krishna, Olodumare, the All, Wakantanka, all the names we have for the All. This day, all, what I spend with you, you're spending the day with love in fearlessness, fearlessness, fearlessness. As you have chosen, all my days should be. Well, the universe already gave me fearless days every single day. This has already been given me as a gift. Yet I do choose to inject fear here and there. No more. The entire day we can spend in fearlessness and love. No matter what thought comes to your mind, no matter what conversations you engage in, no matter where you are, no matter what you may be doing, no matter what is before you to do, you can engage it all in fearlessness and love. And what I will experience is not of time at all. You'll experience what's outside of time. The joy that comes to me is not of days or nor hours, for it comes from heaven to your son. It comes from heaven to the children of the stars, to all who were birthed out of this great, wondrous universe that we don't even know what to call it. It's timeless. When you're in fearlessness and love, you are in joy, and this joy does not derive from time. This day will be your sweet, sweet reminder to remember you. Your gracious calling to your holy son. It's a sweet reminder to simply remember source all day and that you are source. You are source energy. Everyone is. And when we spend the day in that, then we come to equanimity, we come to joy, we come to peace, we come to bliss, even free of thoughts. The sign, your grace has come to me, and that it is your will I be set free today. It doesn't matter what's going on. It doesn't matter the trains of thought that we have had for years and years and years and years. It doesn't matter how long you've been depressed. It doesn't matter how long you've been sad. It doesn't matter if you just got heartbroken, somebody hurt your feelings, somebody left you, somebody stabbed you in the back, somebody betrayed you, blah, blah, blah. It doesn't matter. None of it matters. And you are free from all of it. Simply recognizing it is our only job. You're free from all of it. You're free from every action of every other person. You're free. You're free of every action that you've ever done. You're free. You're free of every thought you've ever had. You're free right here, right now. You're free. You exist out of time in fearlessness and love. Here's the thought. We spend this day together, you and I. And all the world joins with us in our song of thankfulness and joy to him who gave salvation to us and who set us free. Thankfulness and joy. We are restored to peace and holiness. If you do not restore yourself to holiness, then you will think that you are guilty of some crimes, minor or major crimes. It doesn't really matter. The ego is always going to indict you on something. And then once it indicts you, you shouldn't have done that. It's going to conduct a trial with a hanging judge, and you're always going to come out wrong, and you're always going to be punished. We would call that whole cycle self-sabotage, born of guilt, because we believe in sin and not correction and mistakes. In the ego's world, you have sin. In the ego's world, you did something to someone else that was bad. In the ego's world, you are bad. In the ego's world, you're separate from them. In the ego's world, you have to be guilty for what you did. In the ego's world, you have to be ashamed. In the ego's world, you have to be punished for the wrong that you did, for your crimes. In the ego's world, you have to suffer. That's why. And what is the ego using for all of this? Guilt. That's why the faster you can rid yourself of guilt by forgiving it, give forward. And remembering lesson 39, my holiness is my salvation. My holiness is my salvation, not guilt. Carry guilt and you will sabotage yourself, even a twinge of guilt, and you will make yourself pay. And you know how I used to make myself pay? I'm going to tell you how I used to make myself pay. I used to make myself pay not by being brutal or mean or unkind to myself, because I just wouldn't do that, right? We wouldn't do that. We're too ascended to do that, to just straight up be mean or brutal to yourself. No, 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 no. How would I do it? How would I pay for my sins of guilt and shame? By not letting myself have all of that which I desire. Do you see yourself doing that? Ooh, yeah, we're getting in there. Ooh, you won't let yourself have it. You won't let yourself have the life of luxury. You'll stop yourself. Well, I don't really deserve it because, guilt. I shouldn't have. This is not a conscious conversation. This is an unconscious conversation. You'll abort your absolute bliss, best it could be. You'll abort that. Because somewhere in the consciousness, there is guilt swimming around under the surface. And, well, I can't do it because I'm guilty. You won't let yourself have a Beyonce life. You won't let yourself have a whatever kind of life is your wow life. You won't let yourself have it. And then what you'll say is, oh, because I don't have the money for it. BS. I call BS. Nope. You have all the money in the world. All the money is right at your disposal. And when I say all the money in the world, I mean all the money in your world. And so does everyone. You don't have to get all the money in the whole world to you. Not necessary. You have everything inside of you to create any level of living you desire. That's why, just to test myself, I take my life higher and higher and higher. I give myself a better and better and better life. And if I see that there's something that I truly desire that I'm not giving myself, because all that I give to myself. And if you don't give to yourself, you certainly damn well cannot give to anyone else. You cannot give to someone from something. You can't give something you don't have. Lisa Nichols said it best when I heard her say this years ago. I was like, ooh. She said, you get what's in the saucer. What's in the cup is mine for me. Your cup is overflowing. Your cup is overflowing so that what is in the saucer is for everyone else. What's in the cup is yours. Some people are trying to walk around serving from an empty cup, just pouring out, pouring out, pouring out to depletion. Take it from me. Don't do it. Don't do it. Think of your highest and best, most delicious, most incredible life. What are you doing in that life? I guarantee you don't have it now. If you did, we wouldn't be having this conversation. So let's just say all of us don't have it now. We can. It is in our complete power and ability to bring about and to create. Yet we're telling ourselves some story that's stopping ourselves from having this absolute life of absolute bliss and power and beauty and greatness in your specific way, unlike anyone else, right? People can get on Twitter and talk about Elon Musk. Why? AOC, why are you quipping with Elon Musk on Twitter? Elon Musk is living Elon Musk's life. Elon Musk made himself the richest man in the world. So what did you do? And this is no comparison with Elon Musk. Rather than look at other people, talk with other people about what's wrong with what they're doing, try to quip at them on Twitter, try to have a problem with what they're doing, what are you creating? He's creating his life. And his life has nothing to do with your life. It's not stopping you from creating what you're creating. Why do we think we get to offer commentary on how other people are creating their lives? Other people are creating their lives. If you don't like what they're creating, create something different. Don't quip, converse, look at, compare with other people and how they're creating their lives. Because everyone is free to create their life. And in the time that you are spending looking at someone else, that's another book I can create, Valerie. That's another video I can create. That's another person I can help in ascension or on a soul excursion. That's the next trip that we can all go on. Yeah. I don't have time or space or capacity or desire to meddle in other people's affairs. Ain't got time for it. Because if you are fully on creating your life, you would not be concerned about the choices of other people. You would simply make powerful, loving choices for yourself. And you would know that that love, that is the intention behind your choices, the intention behind what I get, the intention behind Elon Musk's choice of buying Twitter is freedom. That's what I get, maybe because I'm a freedom gal. Now everyone will look at it, they'll get something different. You're supposed to get something different because we're all standing in a different place with different minds, and we celebrate the differences. We celebrate the differences. The intention behind it is what will manifest. So if you are making choices that you say, what would love do? And you go in the love direction, those choices spread more love in the world. Put you first. Put your oxygen mask on first. Hardest lesson for me to learn because I was taking care of everyone else and then I would be depleted, laying in the bed for at least 3 days. Took care of everyone else though. And get the kids and get the boo. Oh, your girlfriend. Okay, I'll be right over. Oh my goodness. Oh, mama. Okay, let me go and get this for mama. Let me get this for daddy. Oh, grandma. Come on, guys. We all going to grandma's house and I'm gonna fix all the food and da. And here comes Thanksgiving. Do you know what I do for Thanksgiving? Sit on my butt and let someone bring some lovely food to me. Hmm. Sit on my butt and let someone bring some lovely food to me. I ain't making food for nobody. They're going to serve me and they're going to love it and I'm going to love it because a chef wants to make food. And what would a chef do if a chef didn't have someone to eat this wonderful food? Chefs, I will eat your food. I will honor you. Yes, someone who's going to make our foods. The chefs will clang those pans and they got their knives and they love it. And you know who's on the other end? Kaisi the foodie, ready to have it. I remember one time the family was coming over for Thanksgiving. Now we have a huge family on both sides, huge families. And this was when I was married to my second husband, my daughter's father, my youngest daughter's father. And he has a huge family. He's one of 8 siblings. And then children and children and children and on and on and on. Huge family. And for Thanksgiving, if they were coming to our house, oh, we're having Thanksgiving at our house, you know, that we would choose. Whose house we're having Thanksgiving? Oh, Thanksgiving at our house. Okay. From Wednesday to Sunday, and sometimes Monday, Tuesday, you were going to have non-stop action, which was a lot of fun because all the family and all the kids and everybody and everybody and everybody and everybody. Oh, so fun. And non-stop work. It was non-stop work. Because we were going to get the food and we're going to go to the supermarket and we're going to dice the onions and we're going to do this. And we're laughing, we're having fun as we're going. It was non-stop work. And we wanted to do it and it was all good. And when we were done, everybody was getting all the towels for everybody because everybody's going to stay over and getting all the sheets and making all the beds and and arranging all the bathrooms, and this one's going to be in this one and this one's going to be over here, hosting people. Like, you know, the incredible Max Tucci is so good at this. Hosting people requires a lot of times I would do it from depletion. Okay, here we go. Okay, we got to do it. And I would be in such motion, I couldn't stop myself. So one time during one of these experiences, and it happened whatever house we went to, there was always the dishes and the this and the that. And even with a dishwasher, you can't put all the dishes in the dishwasher. And then we got China and bring the China down. Okay. Anyway, it was a major undertaking. And yes, we were all with family. And yes, we were laughing and talking and loving. And yes, all of that. And it was so much freaking work. And I'm just sharing with you where I was, that many times I was doing it from depletion. I wasn't doing it from the saucer. Okay. So I wasn't kind of liking what I was doing. And I was seeing myself, this is not about the family. This is not about Thanksgiving. This is about what, as I was being present to myself, I could see that I was in doing, which is a tendency for me. So I got to watch that. I got to keep an eye on it. Like, whoa. My default is jump into action, do something. And when you have a default, I get to watch it. I was being with myself and seeing, is this what you really want to do? Not really. And are you serving from a full cup? And not even a full cup, because if the cup was full, you still don't serve. You fill from an overflowing cup. I had not yet mastered overflow. I'm not talking about anyone else in the experience. I'm talking about my inner terrain and what was going on inside of me, know thyself, as I was moving through the things that I was doing. And deep down inside, I used to find myself in places where I would look around and say, I don't belong here. Now, I didn't know where I did belong. I knew, I don't think this is not it. This is not like what I'm supposed. This is not like a hell yeah for me. I mean, it's nice, it's fun, it's beautiful, beautiful people. This isn't about anyone else. This is about inside yourself. And so the first thing I had to do was stop doing and stop exhausting myself and even sit down and enjoy the family, just exhausting myself because it was at our house, right? So I think I was reading Eckhart Tolle, I was reading something, and it said to pretty much pause and stop being a Tasmanian devil and swirling everywhere. And that was me, a Tasmanian devil. Once again, family, this has nothing to do with anyone else. This has nothing to do with Thanksgiving. This has nothing to do with the family coming over. Please do not misconstrue my words. All of that, lovely. This is what was going on inside of me on very deep levels that I had to address if I desired to be happy. So I was reading some book and it said, just stop doing all that stuff. What? You mean I can stop doing all that? Because I come from a household, I don't know about anyone else. Put some elbow grease in it. Work. You know, our forebears work from can't see in the morning to can't see at night. So that whole strand of labor. Oh, does anyone enjoy labor? I don't think so. Now, wonderful work, yes. Wonderful, and even a big challenge, yes. Like it really engages you. You've got to jump in there and really do labor and drudgery and work. There's a distinction. I had the biggest challenge to bring spiritual badassery to you. It wasn't drudgery and labor. I was all in. It was challenging me. It was growing, right? Well, I read something that said, you can stop doing all that. I was like, oh my God. This thing was undoing like 40, 50 years, about 40 years, 40 something years at that point when I was doing all this. 40 something years of conditioning and programming on what I'm supposed to do. You're not supposed to be doing all that stuff. Do you know there's people in the world that don't have a dish? People never touched a dish, never washed a dish in their life. People bring them things. And what do? Scowl at them. Ugh. Why? Because you're supposed to have dishes and clean dishes. Never don't know how to make a bed. I think that's a lovely problem to have. I don't know how to make the bed. I think that's a lovely problem to have. It's not a problem because someone else is making your bed. Like where I come from, my people, they would scoff at that. And therefore that scoffer in me prevented me from having it. Until I got rid of that scoffer, I was like, wait a minute, what is the nobility? They had some kind of nobility and virtue in working your fingers to the bone. I'm here to tell you there's no virtue in that. It's not noble, you're not getting a prize. Stop it. All of that grinding yourself to the bone and working so hard and sacrificing yourself and up on the cross. No one's giving you a medal for that. Like Reverend Jim Webb says, get off the cross. We need the wood and the nails. No one's sacrifice is not required. When I was learning all this stuff, it was like, what? You mean I've been slaving all these years and I never wanted to slave. I never wanted to wash the dishes. I never wanted to sweep the floor and mop the floor and vacuum the floor and do it again and do it again and do it again. Like, why are we doing all this? Valerie. Oh, my people they would get me good. You better get up and sweep that floor and mop that floor and vacuum that floor and scrub that and scrub that and scrub that. Why? They never answered the question of why are we doing this. They just kept doing it and smacking me up if I was out of line. Okay, I'll do it. I was in there doing the dishes. It would take me 2 hours to do like 10 dishes. It's sudsy water. I'm playing with the suds. I'm in another world. Like, Valerie, did you finish the dishes yet? I'm coming. I was just daydreaming. I was off in 50 million dimensions. Like, these people, I don't know what's going on right now. I want to be reading another book, and we're down here with a scrub brush on the floor. My knees hurt. Can I get up? You only did one part. Okay. Scrubbing pans. Why? Why? Don't do all that shit. Just don't do it. It's not lazy, it's making a choice. Our people told us that if we didn't do all that, we were lazy. Now, here's the deal. If you want to lift yourself out of that kind of life, this is what happened on that Thanksgiving day when everything changed for me. Here is the day that everything changed for me. So I was reading some kind of book and it said, you don't have to do all that. Be still. Be still. And not only is this not doing things with your body, scrubbing everything and getting everybody and telling everybody what to do and going over there and getting mama and getting your best friend and driving this person there and driving that person there. Not only is it that you need to slow your body down, right? Stop doing so much with your body. It also must take place inside. Stop doing so much with your mind and your nervous system and your emotions and feelings, which are two different things. Stop doing so much on the inside. Let's see, I didn't have a place of stillness on the inside. Well, I had it. It was in there somewhere, and I was a meditator for years. Yet I had not mastered being still on the inside. Therefore, I hadn't found heaven and stayed in it. I found it, dipped in, dipped out, dipped in and dipped out of meditation. Find the stillness within and stay there. Live from there. That way, everything you're doing from a more peaceful, serene, centered, poised, calm, joyful, fulfilled self. A person like that doesn't run around every which way with their head cut off. And then from this space, you will know what to engage and what not to engage. You will know who to be with and who not to be with. You will know when to move and when to be still. It will not just be non-stop movement. That was me. So I was reading this book and I was like, I'm going to try this out. Like, would this work for me? I was seeking to free myself from labor. I'm telling you, my people had conditioned this in. As soon as you are big enough to do anything, they give you a broom, your chores. Chores. Oh my God. Chores. And I'm thinking as I'm reading this book, is it really possible that I could be free? Could I really not do, like, the thought hadn't really occurred to me that I could get out of all this and not even get out of it, that God didn't bring you here for all this. We made all this shit up. We made up Thanksgiving, family. Now, if you want to do it, nice. You don't have to slave and have 50 people over to your house and be exhausted. And we think exhaustion is the sign that it went well. Oh, I'm so exhausted. Are you exhausted? Well, here's the truth about exhaustion. Exhaustion means you depleted yourself. And why? There's never a requirement to deplete yourself. It just isn't. To get even bigger results. I'm telling you, you learn these secrets, your whole life will change. So I read the book and I said, I'm going to try that. And this is how it told me to do it. It said, when people ask you to do something, don't say no. Because I was a yes girl. Okay, I do it for you. Okay, I was the rescuer. I was the one, I had set it up in my whole world, that I was the go-to gal. Oh, Val, help me with this. Val, what about time? Okay, let me see what I can do. Because I'm resourceful as hell and I will pull something out of my hat. I was working magic before I knew I was working magic, all that stuff. If you don't know who that person is in your life, you're that person. So it said, this is what you say. You don't say no. You say, I don't feel like it. Because no one can argue with what you feel like because these are your true feelings. I don't feel like doing that. No, I don't feel like it. And then end of discussion, and then you do whatever it is that you do feel like doing. Now, I'm not saying that you're only supposed to go with whatever you feel like doing. And I feel like because your feelings can change every few seconds. This is a word phrase that is a very specific word phrase that is telling other people that that is not something you desire to engage in. And it is at the same time giving yourself permission to really root into what it is that you truly desire to be doing. And then to go and do the thing that you truly desire to be doing. And if in the moment it's nothing, then it's nothing. That's what we mean by I don't feel like it. So please, when masters discuss things as we are, masters understand nuance and looking at things from multiple perspectives. Masters don't take one sentence out of context and dash off and think they have the whole, they don't take a chicken foot and think they have the whole chicken because it came from a chicken. Masters don't do that. So when we say, I don't feel like it, we're not saying, well, I'm a person that just lives by whatever I feel like doing in the moment. I just do this because I feel like it. And I just do that. That would be a disastrous life. No. That's not what we're talking about here. We're intuiting into a whole nother stream of energy. The stream of energy is this, that I have scanned myself, I've gone within, and I'm so in touch with the deepest core true self that I do know if this is something I am to engage or not. And if not, because likely the people that are asking me to do these things are not going to be in all this spiritual language, we'll just keep it simple for everyone and say, I don't feel like it. Everybody understands that. I don't feel like it. And I thought, is it that simple? Yes, everything's that simple. Don't make up a story about it. Well, I did it. I said, okay, I had to actually plan when I was going to do this because that's how workaholic I was. And so I said, I'm going to do this on Sunday afternoon because there's a new Tyler Perry movie coming out and I want to see that Tyler Perry movie. And we had this big, ginormous, like movie screen TV, like those big projector TVs that they used to have back in the day. This was before flat screens. Like it was like a movie screen. And so whenever, we wanted to watch movies or whatever, we would gather downstairs in the basement. It was all pimped out, like the man cave kind of thing, right? And pool room and with a big pool table and a bar and all that. It was lovely. Well, I got my favorite. I used to have a papasan chair down there, this big round papasan chair with, you put your feet on it. And then we had also the massage chair. I think I had bought that from my husband or something like that. You sit it in and massages your whole body and all that. So we had all that down there. And I sat on that papasan chair. I said, okay, Sunday afternoon, I'm going to break out of doing. I'm going to plan my escape. It was like escaping from prison. And I sat down on that chair. I didn't warn anyone in advance. I didn't tell anyone in advance where I was going or what I was doing. Now I'm the woman of the house. How are you going to, right? Everyone's there, doing different things. Probably about 20, 25, 30 people in the house. All our family, we love everyone. Of course, we love everyone. I sit down on my papasan and I get like a little drink or something, little Kool-Aid or no, not Kool-Aid, lemonade or iced tea, whatever we made to go with all the food. And I sat back and I put on the big screen TV and I started to watch the Tyler Perry movie. Now, at first I was like, can I even do that? Don't think that I just went down there boldly and was like, peace out. And I'm just going to sit there and chill. Don't think I was just sitting there peacefully chilling. I was like, okay, Lord Jesus, I hope this works. I hope the house don't blow up while I'm down here watching a 2 or 3 hour movie. So I sat down, like no one knows that when I sit in this chair, I'm not getting up. I didn't warn anyone because to tell you the honest truth, I didn't even know if I could really do it because it was just always something, right? The kids, the this, the that, a ton of people. And mind you, I come from a home where we had 6 to 10 people living in our house all the time. And then I carried that into my adult life that when I got married, if somebody needed a place to stay, they could always come to Valerie's house. So I was used to minimum of 6 people in the house at any given time. Both my girlfriends lived with me. One had her son, one had her 2 daughters. I had my 3 kids. You know, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's 9 people. We lived in the townhouse. So that was normal for me. And when you have that many people, you always have a lot to do. There's always dishes. You got to do this. You got to do that. You have to do the things. I sat down in that chair and I got my drink. I was like, whew, okay, let me try it. Let's see if it works. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 5 minutes into the movie, here come the kids. Hey, can you take us to the mall? Like the ones that want to go to the mall, but they can't drive yet. Like, I don't know, 12, the tweens. Hey, can you take us to the mall? I would have been the mall lady, driving you where you want to go. I want to go to Guess. I want to go to, Forever 21. I want to go here, dropping you around. Got to wait for you, sit in Starbucks, get something else. So, yeah, you okay? And then you take you over here. But I want to go to this store over there because that's not at that mall. Okay, we got to go to the other one. And why was I doing all that shit? Stop it. If you're doing all that shit, I give you permission to free yourself. I give you permission to free yourself. This is your auntie saying, baby, free yourself. You don't have to do a tenth of what you're doing currently. You don't. Okay, so I'm sitting there. Okay, we're ready. And they just assumed that I was going to take them. It wasn't really like a request. It was like, okay, we're ready to go to the mall and you're our chauffeur. And guess what I said? I looked at them and said, oh, okay. I don't feel like it. And they were like, well, we want to. And they're like, okay, let's go ask Aunt so-and-so. I was like, okay. Drank my drink, continuing the movie. I was like, well, that was easy. I don't feel like it. It worked. They left. Okay, somebody's going to take them to the mall. There's 50 million cars and 50 million people. I ain't got to do it. I walk to the damn mall. Get on this bus. Privileged suburban kids think you got to go everywhere in a Lexus and a BMW and a Benz. Get on a bus. Walk. Get some exercise. It's 2 miles. Yeah, I walked there the other day. Walk. Yeah, right. If you was in Africa, you done walked. If we was in Kenya right now, you'd be walking to work every day. 8 miles one way. Don't talk to me. Then here comes somebody else. We were going to, I don't know what the request was. And I was like, I don't feel like it. And kept watching the movie. It worked again a second time. I'm telling you, by the third time that somebody came and asked me for something or asked me to do something or get something, where's the so-and-so? And then I would get up and go get it and whatnot. By the third time it worked, I was like, oh, damn, my life has changed forever. Clearly, I was doing too much. Yes, I was doing too much. I was set free. I was restored to peace and holiness. I started hearing them whisper, yeah, you went down the basement too? Yeah, I went down the basement. She's watching a movie. They started talking about me. Yeah, she's watching a movie. Well, what's she doing? Because you know how family is. We talk about each other. That's what we do. In families, we love each other, big families. Well, what is she doing? It's the ultimate accountability because your family is not going to let you be but so crazy. And they're also not going to let you change very easily out of what they're used to. Like, what are you doing? We know you the other way. Who's this new you? And do we like the new you? And then they start taking votes. No, we don't like the new you. Go back to the old you because that's the you that we could deal with. Well, this is the new me. They started whispering behind my back. She said, she told you the same thing? Yeah, she told me, we asked her to go take us to the mall. She said she didn't feel like it. She told me the same thing. I don't feel like it. But what is that? They didn't even know what to do with. I don't feel like it. They didn't know what to do with it. And I was set free. If you're living a life where you're doing a bunch of shit for other people and you haven't written your books yet, You haven't developed your business yet that pays you over $1,000 a day. That's the benchmark. You haven't created your greatness in the world yet. You haven't reached your levels of what you know you are here to accomplish yet. And you really have time to do all these things for all these other people. I would offer that you would re examine what you are doing and what you are on the planet for. I don't even own a pot. I don't own a pot. I don't have any pans. People make all my food, all of it. Oh my God, that's okay. You eat out every day? Boo. No, I don't eat out every day. People give me food wherever I am. The universe knows you need food to survive. It gives you food. The best food. Oh, yesterday the food was so lovely. I had the most luscious acai bowl. Oh my God. And it didn't cost $17 in Miami. It's like $3-4 here in Mexico. I had the most glorious avocado toast. Oh my God. I had the most glorious Greek salad. So delicious. I had to literally stop myself from eating some of that delicious gelato at the mall yesterday when I was just there shopping and just giving myself more things that I just love. Stop doing all that shit. Stop it. There is no room in us for fear today, for we have welcomed love into our hearts, and the love begins with you, for you. We've welcomed love into our hearts. Harmony is saying, she ain't lying, no pots. You want to get some boil? I got a tea kettle. We can boil some water. That's about it. Anything else, we're going to get that joke, or we call it in here, or something. Some lovely person is going to make it for us. I completely cut out labor. Some sweeping a floor, I don't know where the brooms are. My hands can't operate a broom. Someone's coming for that, and they love it. They're doing it and singing. Do you understand? It matches with the people that the food you love is being made by people that love to make food. Do you see the universe matches it? When my daughter was born, we had a nanny. Do you know how Fati was her nanny? I still remember her nanny 21 years later because Fati was that outstanding. Fati was from Ghana. Fati was don't depend on saying it's just don't okay. I'm not sure, Robert, what your message is. We want to know what you're referring to, okay? So Fati loved taking care of babies. She loved it. Do you see that the universe is going to match you because you're like this? I know some people watching this is probably such a foreign concept that you could actually not do all the things that you're doing. Well, how are they going to get done? Did you even give yourself the opportunity to even see what it's like? And so what happens is the universe has a matching component. It matches you with people who love to cook food. And you love to eat the food, just like my son's art. My son creates art, people buy it. He doesn't even know who he's creating the art for. The universe wouldn't have you creating something without someone to receive it. That's what the inspiration is for. It's a total circuit. The universe wouldn't have me make a book that no one needs or no one wants. I don't know who wants and needs it. I'm making the book, and then people buy it, and this person bought it, and this person bought it, and this person bought it. Wow, that's so helpful. Wow. Yay! And you got so much joy in the creating of it. So just like you get joy in the creating of the books and someone else is going to consume them, you get joy. A chef is getting joy in making the best food and you're consuming it. Right? Oh, that pan of fish Shimoda, you paid for it. Come on, Shimoda. We were talking about this the other day on Clubhouse. I paid my cousin to make me a pan of fish. It was delicious. My husband and I was going to a party and told them we had fish to bring. I was, oh hell no, that fish was for us. So I didn't have to. I tell you one thing, this is a mind shift. And this is where the ego is going to go. The ego is going to go, well, I don't have any money to pay somebody to be a personal chef for me. Well, I don't know how to do that. Well, I'm not going to eat out every day. That's not even good for your health. Well, I'm not. Why can't the universe bring you healthy food? What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Why do you have to? Is there only one way that you can eat food? How come you don't think in your mind that you deserve and can have someone who brings glorious food to your doorstep every single day? They have those kind of services here in Mexico. That I know they have them up there. They have a whole vegan service that you order the food for the week and they bring you the food to your house already made. Put it in the refrigerator. When you're ready, put it in the oven. Well, if I had an oven, I would put it in the oven. I don't have an oven. I bought one of those little things you sit on top of it. I don't even want to have the temptation to cook something. Eventually, I'll get a stove, maybe. Maybe. I don't need it. I don't need a stove. I didn't need a refrigerator. I don't need a stove. There's a big space there in my kitchen. And maybe I'll put a chair there. You don't need a stove. Did you know that? We can't even fathom the idea that you don't need a stove and you don't need a washer and dryer. We can't even fathom the idea. We're going to get the best washer and dryer. Where's the washer and dryer? The kind you put it in and it does this and it does that. Why do you need to fill your head with all that stuff? Why do you have to have a washer and dryer that does all these things? And if you do have a washer and dryer, why do you have to be the one to operate it and put the stuff in and do this and do that? I'm going to tell you something about my friend Max Tucci. Max said, come to Italy, come to Italy. He was in Italy and then they went to New York, to their other home in New York. Max said, go to Italy. You got to go to my house. Come to my home. Be my guest. Max made one phone call. He put us in a group chat with the person who runs his house in Florence, Italy. And do you know that the person who's been tending the house and cleaning the house and taking care of the house, she's been taking care of that house for 20 years. She loves it. It's like her pride and joy. She invited me to her house for dinner. I went to her house for dinner. She laid out this spread for her. There's a picture of it in my phone. I'm going to show you the picture. That's her house. She said, oh, I take care of this house. She knows every crack and crevice of this house. She talks to the house. She knows where every dish is supposed to be. She runs that house. Max doesn't have to know that because he found someone that loves doing that. Did the thought ever occur to you that someone would love to do all that? And they would take pride and joy in doing it. And they will take care of your house. That's what they do. That's what they love. And yet, but you still think you have to do it all yourself. And here's what the ego does. It keeps us trapped in little limited ways of thinking and doing things rather than explore. No, nothing says you have to change. Explore. How can I up-level my life? How can I do less? I'm always asking that spirit, how can I have a better life? Well, stop doing so much shit. Oh, okay. How can I have an even better life? Be still. It always starts with stillness. We think it starts with doing something. How can I reach more goals? Be still. Go within. What is it I really, truly desire to be doing? With who? Where? When? Spirit. That's the prayer in ACIM. What am I to say? Where am I to go? What am I to do? Where am I to go? What am I to say? And to whom? You can say it in any configuration. What am I to do? What am I to say? And to whom? Where am I to go? What am I to do? You're asking yourself, capital S, what am I to do? Where am I to go? What am I to say and to whom? It will cut out all of the unnecessary work, moving around, going around, doing this, doing that. Too much. Take a breath. That's why in Spiritual Badassery, which is a compendium of 3 books put together, a big mashup of these 3 books right here, of not to code yourself. Get this one too. It's a mashup of the No Excuses Manifesto, Dark Night of the Soul, and Why You're Stuck. It's a mashup. These 3 books mashed up together gives you Spiritual Badassery plus coloring pages and meditation pages. You can have both. You can have them all. Get them all. Plus coloring pages that I absolutely love. I never did this before in a book ever in my life. I've never done anything like this before in my life. And I'm just going to create so much more like this because, oh my God, just love this. And it's hardcover and you can put it on your, your table, coffee table, whatever. I just love this. It's just like a leap up for me. How can I make it better for people? How can I make it more engaging? Right? Look at this lady. Oh, I freaking love her. How can I make it more unusual? I'm always asking these kinds of questions, and the universe gives you answers. So, do you really think you can sit down and give your time and attention and focus to your books and creating the coloring pages and creating the covers, or hiring someone to create the covers, or giving attention to your great work on the planet? I promise you, Prince wasn't trying to cook an egg, trying to write a song, trying to play the guitar, and trying to sweep the floor at the same time. I promise you, he was not. And if you are going to get to your epic levels of living, something's got to go. And I would say cut the drudgery and the running around. Cut errands. Who does errands? Errands. Why did I used to run? I got to run errands. We don't even question running errands. God put you on a planet to run errands. I got to run my errands today. We have a whole day, Saturday afternoon. First, I'm going to go here. Then I'm going to do this. Then I'm going to do that. We're planning to be busy. Why? Stop it. Your life will be so lovely. Then you can give your attention, your intention, your focus. I'm going to show you a quote that I saw the other day. And I was, like they say in Britain, gobsmacked. I'm going to show you this quote. And this will end the discussion. I'm going to go to Alex Hormozy's channel. Alex Hormozy. I love Alex. Hormozy. Hormozi. Go to Alex. This is him right here. Let me show you Alex Hormozy. This is Alex Hormozy right here. Now, go to his community tab at his channel. Go right there. Go to his community tab. And I'm going to show you what he posted. Knocked my socks off. Can you read that? Please take a screenshot. I'm just going to hold it still so you can take a screenshot of this. He says, a focused fool can accomplish more than a distracted genius. Dang! Mic drop. It don't matter how much fucking genius you got. You ain't sitting down and focusing it. A focused fool. I had to stop for a minute. Oh, dang. That's why I'm not at the levels that I desire to be. Too much distraction. Too much doing other shit that ain't the thing. That's not the main thing. The Buddhists call it the 10,000 things. We got caught up in the 10,000 things rather than the one big thing that's your soul calling. Take a screenshot so that you never do this again. He said, a focused fool can accomplish more than a distracted genius. Mind blowing. That's why I'm telling you these things. I'm not telling you these things for you to just live this life where just everybody does everything for you and you just waft around in beautiful clothes and don't do anything important and just relax. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about your epic nature being expressed in the world. And do we realize how much is required for you to be a Mother Teresa, for you to hurl yourself into your purpose and do that what you came here to do, for you to be a Maya Angelou? You can't be Maya Angelou and sweeping the floor and cleaning up your house and doing the laundry and doing the shrubbery and you cannot. You've got to make a choice that you're going to give your attention, your intention, your focus to that epic thing you are here to do and manifest your greatness on this planet. Money to more tags. Come on, Harmony. Member on the channel. Love it. And the books are there for you. Family, as soon as you become a member of the YouTube channel at only $4.99 a month, soon as you become a member, all the books are there for you. You got tons of books there. You have the library. You get access to the library. And as I create more books and new books, and this one stretched me too. I'm not just looking to make books. I'm not just looking to do that. I'm looking to make something different, new, unusual that does the job, that gets the transformation, that gets a breakthrough, that's well written, well done. This is one of the biggest challenges of my life. This right here. Do you think I can run to the store and run here and run there and do this and create this? Let me just. Do you think that you can run all over the place? Do you think? That's what you think. Do you think you can run all over the place and create this? Do you think you're going to do all this and not be focused? And I promise you, I can write 200 more. Do you think that? I'd like to see you try. I'd like you to see you create your great work in the world. And my greatest work in the world is yet to come. I'm just getting warmed up. I'm just practicing. Do you think you can create your great work in the world running around and doing everything for everyone else and doing chores and doing cooking and doing cleaning and getting the kids and doing all that? A focused fool, then, if you think you can do your greatest work in the world, your epic work, your most heartful work. You know what Chris Rock said? He said, for me to come up with one good joke, I have to be quiet for 8 hours in the whole day. Like 8 hours. Can you imagine? It takes him 8 hours to come up with one good joke. 8 hours. That's how creativity works. Well, is Chris Rock getting up, go get the kids, go get here, go over here, mop the floor, sweep this, mow the lawn, or is he being still for 8 hours to come up with that? And you don't even have to like Chris Rock jokes. This is not about that. He's telling you about the epic creation process, that it requires stillness, and it requires time, and it requires energy and attention and focus. It requires introspection. It requires so much of you, really all of you, for you to become a Beethoven, a Mozart. They were on a piano all the time. And then writing another song. How long did it come up for Beethoven to get How long did it take him to make Beethoven's Fifth? We don't know. There has to be, for you to create your epic work in the world, your epic work in the world. You need space, inner space. You need contemplation. You need just space for your ideas to germinate, for you to write that incredible novel that I'm writing now. I need space. I do that in the mornings and I'm writing and more ideas come to me. And if I didn't give myself space for that, I wouldn't have 60,000 words in that novel done. And hopefully I'll finish it while I'm away in Vegas next week with thousands of writers. I'm just gonna put myself in the room with thousands of writers at 20 books to 50K, a huge writing conference. It's more than a writing conference. It's not only writing, these are 6 and 7 figure people from books alone. Now I'm very blessed to make I'm blessed to make wonderful income doing what I do. Not solely from books. Let me tell you something. If I made 7 figures solely from books, I probably wouldn't do anything else. That's the honest truth. The Spirit is showing me you can make 7, 8 figures from books. Colleen Hoover, look her up. This is a good Sunday meal. Look, God's Garden Girl, without cooking. Come on now. Look up Colleen Hoover. Colleen Hoover knocked my socks. No, she knocked my socks and shoes off and my clothes off. She knocked it all off. Because you know what Colleen Hoover did? Colleen Hoover, I think I heard this in October. October, when I was in Miami with my son, visiting family. Colleen Hoover has already sold 8.5 million books this year. 8.5 million books sold this year so far. And that was a couple of months ago. She probably sold 10 million books by now. 8.5 million books. How are you going to be a J.K. Rowling writing Harry Potter and doing this and doing this and doing this and doing this? You have to carve out a space, even if you're just beginning and you're still at work and kids and you've got to carve out a space. And okay, when I put the kids to bed, I'm going to carve out a space for my epic work in the world. And she would write and write and write and write. I remember Toni Morrison. Thank you, Toni, whom I read many of her books. And when you read a Toni Morrison book, it's first you're going to need a dictionary because she uses words that I've never heard of before, which is really great challenge for the mind. And the other thing about a Toni Morrison book is you're going to feel all kinds of feelings. Like I was always amazed that someone can do this. They can take a pen and they can write words, and someone can pick it up and read the words and feel something like that. That's magic right there. That's some fucking sorcery. That's beyond. Someone can take a pen and a piece of paper or computer or whatever you do and arrange letters in such a way and then put it there, and someone else that doesn't know the person can pick it up and look at it and go into any range of feelings. Happy, sad, oh my God. And Colleen Hoover, she just takes people through all the, first they fall in love, then they don't, and then then this one is addicted to drugs, and this one is, this one died, and that is a fucking superpower. I want to do that. So, can Colleen Hoover write these, I don't know, 20 books, how many of her books she's written, and sell 8.5 million books? It has 3 different publishers that she's writing, I think something like 5 books coming up with 3 different publishers that want her books. She has like 1 million followers on TikTok. And I know what's in me. I don't look at her for comparison. I look at her and say, inspiration. Okay. Oh, I'm going to make some books that's going to knock people's socks off. And this novel that I'm writing does have a little erotica in it, which is so fun. So fun to write. I find writers to be quite amazing people. Stephen King, Toni Morrison, Maya Angelou, all of the writers, I just find them very fascinating because I'm a writer. So whatever your is, then, whatever your thing is, you might find them. If your thing is music, you might find certain people, Prince or people like that, to be super inspirational. So in order to do that, this is the bottom line of this conversation. This is how it connects to lesson 310, love and fearlessness. That you're going to be fearless in your creations. You're going to be fearless in standing for yourself. You're going to be fearless in holding your boundaries. That creates that huge cauldron where in it you blend your epic world nature, your epic creations in the world. In that cauldron, that space you create, that's where you become a Gandhi, a Mother Teresa, a Prince, and Aretha Franklin, who is sitting in her coffin, laying in her coffin with her legs crossed with stilettos on. Like she changed clothes something like 2 or 3 times. People were lined up around. Dr. Jiwa Lee told me she's in Detroit. She went to see Aretha Franklin laid out. They've never seen anybody laid out. She was like, yeah, what you want? Baby, I got it. She was laying in the coffin with the red stiletto heels on. I said, Mama, you did that. You did that. Ooh, props. All you could do is stand there and be like, props. You don't have to like her music. It's not about that. Props. You did what you came here for. And she's like, I'm out. But before I leave, let me give you a little more inspiration. The woman had on stilettos with her legs, with her feet crossed. And when I saw that, I fell out. I said, you know what? That's the ultimate statement. Let me go out like that. That is the ultimate statement of, yeah, I came, I conquered, and now I'm out in peace. I'll see y'all up in the upper realms. Now I'm going to help all the singers and all the people. You can draw inspiration. Your epic work in the world is going to require so much from you. How much did it require from her to become Aretha Franklin? How much did it require for Whitney Houston to become Whitney Houston? How much did it require for Michael Jordan to become Michael Jordan? How much did it require from Prince to become Prince? How much did it require from Kevin Hart to be Kevin Hart? But you're going to do your epic work in the world and other work too? I don't think so. Give yourself to your epic work in the world and watch how your life will change and watch how spirit will put around you a cadre of amazing people who will take care of everything you require, and you will be in even better care than when you were doing it all yourself. I'm out. Reverend Valerie Love. Kaisi. Please come with us to one of our events. I would love to, as we say, hug your neck. Please come with us to Dubai, to Greece, to Italy. In the spring, we'll be in Dubai. If you're watching this, in the spring of 2023, we'll be in Dubai because this is a forever video. So I just want to be clear. You might be watching this in 2025 or 2125. In the spring of 2023, we'll be in Dubai. In the summer of 2023, we'll be in Greece and Italy. In the fall of 2023, we'll be in Egypt and Zanzibar. Can you imagine? I get to lead retreats all over the world. I'm going for my epic nature. I've seen myself teaching people on Necker Island. Look up Necker Island. Look up Necker Island. Look it up. And by all means, if you desire to become a member on the channel, and yes, I thought you were a member, Harmony, and you said I need to update my credit card. I couldn't stand my name not being green. Showing up in the chat and your name ain't green. And to all of our incredible members of the channel, Shimoda and Miriam and Soul Whisperer. Soul Whisperer, you need to get some kind of award after this because you'll be here every day. To God's Garden Girl, to all our peeps who show up green in the chat. They're all members on the channel, and I freaking love you. Because remember, none of these videos have any ads running on them. So if you desire to connect and support the channel and support this work, do so. We love you. We love you. We love you. Have a beautiful day. ValerieLove.com. Peace. Kaisi out. See you tomorrow.